This is the California Air Tools 8010 Ultra Quiet and Oil-Free Air Compressor. Just looking at it, you'll notice it has a pretty clean, sturdy design with an all-steel, silver-colored 8-gallon tank. There's a big black handle at the top, solid rubber wheels underneath, and the compressor isn't huge or too bulky. In fact, it looks pretty compact and easy to move around a small shop or garage. If you're familiar with air compressors, you'll know a lot of them can be heavy and awkward to roll. But from my experience, this one doesn't take much muscle to reposition, and that's something I really appreciate. From my experience setting it up and getting it ready, it shipped almost fully assembled. All I had to do was attach the wheels and screw on the air filter. I did notice right away that the gauge had gotten scratched up a bit during shipping, and the plastic shield cover was missing. Not ideal, but those are pretty inexpensive to replace, and honestly, it didn't really impact function. The stickers were also a little scratched, but again, nothing that made a difference for how it operates. So, the first thing that stands out, honestly, the main reason I chose this model, is the quiet operation. California Air Tools lists this air compressor at 60 decibels, which is somewhere between a normal conversation and the hum of a fridge. Anyone who's used typical air compressors, especially those pancake-style ones from hardware stores, you'll know most are really loud and can make it hard to work, especially in smaller spaces. I used to own a Harbor Freight pancake compressor, and just turning it on felt like a small jet engine was firing up in my garage. My ears would ring after a while. When I turned this one on, it was honestly surprising. A gentle hum, and I could still talk on the phone or listen to music without cranking the volume up to max. If you've never used an air compressor before, the noise factor matters a lot, especially if you work out of a basement, a garage in your family, or share a space. With this unit, from my experience, you won't have to shout over it or worry about driving neighbors or pets nuts. It's perfect for anyone who wants to do woodworking, inflating tires, or using small air tools without causing a huge disturbance. Let's talk about the other key features. This model is powered by a 1.0 horsepower HP electric motor and is oil-free. That means you won't have to mess with changing oil, and it's less messy compared to oil-based units. For beginners, oil-free also means less maintenance. The compressor has a dual-piston pump system, which the manufacturer says is designed to last more than 3,000 hours before wearing out. So you shouldn't need to worry about major repairs or replacements anytime soon. Performance-wise, California Air Tools says it delivers about 3.10 cubic feet per minute, CFM, at 40 psi, and 2.20 CFM at 90 psi. Just to explain, CFM is how much air the compressor can deliver steadily, and psi is the pressure. For simple jobs like running nail guns, staplers, airbrushing, or inflating items, that's definitely enough. If you're thinking about running large sanders, spray guns, or automotive impact wrenches for long periods, this might not have enough airflow. But I think for home shops, hobbyists, or even light pro use, it's a solid performer. I tried this unit on a few things, running a pneumatic cylinder for a Halloween animatronic, brad nailers, and inflating car tires. It kept up with the nailers perfectly. For the pneumatic cylinder, which blows through air a bit faster, it still handled it, though the motor had to kick on more often to maintain pressure. When filling the whole 8-gallon tank from empty, it took about 2.5 minutes to reach full pressure, which is pretty quick. Recovery from 90 to 120 psi is supposed to be about a minute, and that lined up with what I experienced. It also shuts off automatically at full pressure, so you don't have to babysit it. Another thing I noticed is the tubing and connections. The line to the tank is copper, not plastic, which seems much sturdier and gives me some confidence it's going to last. The steel-braided hose feels much more professional than the basic rubber or plastic lines I'm used to. The drain valve underneath uses a quarter-turn lever, which is way easier and faster to operate, compared to the little twist valves on some cheaper compressors. Draining water from the tank is important, since it keeps your air clean and helps the tank last longer by avoiding rust on the inside. Weight-wise, the specs say it's about 48 pounds, which is pretty light considering the size of the tank. With the wheels and the large handle, moving it around was easy for me, and you absolutely do not need to be a bodybuilder to reposition it as you work on projects or store it away. If you're going up and down stairs all the time, it might feel a little bulky, but for most job sites, garages or basements, I think it's perfect. Now, to be honest, no tool is totally perfect. I had a few moments of concern when I first checked the package and saw the damage to the gauge. I was annoyed, but a parts run to the local hardware store fixed that up. I also think that, even though assembly was pretty simple overall, if you've never used an air compressor before, the instructions could be a bit clearer. So take your time. Look up a couple online videos if you need a visual. Another thing is that while this air compressor is great for most all-around tasks, it's definitely not built for constant, super high-demand tools. If you're a pro mechanic or planning to spray paint cars every weekend, you'll probably want a compressor with a larger tank and more CFM. But if you're like me and want a reliable, quiet compressor for home projects, inflating, hobby work, or light construction, this is honestly an excellent option. In my opinion, what sets the California Air Tools 810 apart, besides the quiet, is the mix of portability, low maintenance, and decent power. Oil-free means fewer headaches, and the overall build quality feels way above a lot of bargain models. From my own experience, switching from a noisy budget compressor that broke after a couple years, I'd recommend this for anyone who wants to avoid the hassle and wants something that just works when you need it, without making your ears ring or bothering your family. Key features really do line up with what you'd want for workshop use. Quiet operation, no oil mess, a solid-sized tank, fast fill times, and mobility. If you value being able to keep up a conversation or listen to music while you work, or you need to run a compressor indoors, those 60 decibels make a huge difference. In conclusion, the California Air Tools 8010 is the most user-friendly, low-maintenance air compressor I've tried so far. It's perfect for anyone who wants something reliable, portable, and most of all, quiet. The few small issues I had were super minor and easy to fix, and I don't feel like they outweigh the overall performance at all. If your projects involve nailing, stapling, inflating, or other light to medium-duty tasks, and you want something you can actually live and work with in the same room, this is a quick review I stand behind. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below with your thoughts or any questions about air compressors. Thank you for watching.